FM-88 WMUL. It's 4:23. I can tell time, believe it or not, in the tri-state. Jill Thomas with you until 6 o'clock. And then we'll have jazz and disco. As far as I know, it's supposed to be here. Okay, join Russ Dean every Wednesday at 5:45 for the best in country music on the Country Classic Show right here on WMUL Radio.
Here in Siberia, it's difficult to get deep bridge tan. Funny thing is, I don't get tan. I just stay red.
I was in Siberia once. Oh, well.
Hello, I'm Louise Fletcher. Every act for blind people.
Music by request in 30 seconds.
Hi, I'm Diane Keaton. When someone lacks 11, thank you.
Okay, Wichita, give me kickoff.
Well, that's right. We kick off the best in traditional bluegrass music with all your favorites on WMUL.
Yeah.
That'll be. Join me, Dave Lewis, right here on Bluegrass 88, WMUL, Wednesdays at 6 for traditional bluegrass music.
Okay, it's 26 minutes after 4 o'clock. I guess you all know the time will change this weekend and go to Standard Time. This next song is The Knack, and it's called You're So Selfish. This goes out from Rusty to Carol. Hope it patches up the quarrel. Whatever. Request lines right now at 696-6640 off campus and 6640 Centrex. Jill Thomas in your number one place to be, FM 88. FM 88 WMUL. It's about 26 minutes until 5 o'clock. Well, I guess picking-wise, this pretty well does it for me, Jill Thomas, because we have news coming up at 4:45 and then a 5 o'clock special programming. So I guess that's it. So, folks, I'll be with you next Friday from 3 to 6. I'd like to thank you all that have called in and everything. So have yourself a safe and fantastic weekend. It's Marshall Homecoming, so be careful. Enjoy yourself. This is Jill Thomas. News at 4:45. Then Lizzie with The Boys Are Back in Town.
Good afternoon. It's 4:45 more or less, and these stories are making news on Friday, October 26, 1979. The Marshall University Choir is on tour. Clarksburg to get new TV station. To nuke or not to nuke? Reporting for News 88, I'm Tim Miller.
And I'm Jerry Barrax. Marshall's Registrar's Office has a hot new idea for registering for classes. Christy Perry has more.
Got a question about when to register for your classes? Now you can get on the phone and call Marshall's Registration Hotline. A recorded message giving registration dates for every student rank is now at the student's disposal 24 hours a day, including weekends and holidays. Here's what the tape sounds like.
Advanced registration for currently enrolled students is now in progress for the spring term and will continue through Friday, November 9th. Registration is by class and alphabet, so you must consult the spring schedule for your time to register. Graduate students may register at their convenience during this period. Evening students may register from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m., Monday through Thursday of either week.
Registrar Robert Eddins says the hotline is a boon to his clerical staff, freeing them to take on other tasks.
As for the ways in which it makes the job of the registrar easier, it is hoped that by this office that the information concerning registration can be dispensed as quickly and as efficiently through the hotline as it could by involving our clerical staff in answering the telephone. And this, of course, obviously gives us more time to devote to other duties within the office.
For News 88, I'm Christy Perry.
The number for the registration hotline is 696-5477. That's 696-5477. We'll take a look at regional news when News 88 continues.
You want the front page?
No, I can't stand any more bad news.
Well, here's some good news.
Mm-hmm.
They're raising the interest rate on U.S. savings bonds.
We've got savings bonds. How much?
Up to 6.5%.
Terrific. So what do we have to do? Sign something?
No, nothing. It's automatic. If we hold our bonds to maturity, we'll just automatically get 6.5%.
Terrific. What else is new?
Well, here's some really bad news.
Never mind. Why don't you just tell me more about those bonds?
Take stock in America. Buy bonds.
And in other news, as dust in the wind, The Marshall University Symphonic Choir is about to be blown through the tri-state. The Symphonic Choir begins its annual fall tour on Sunday, the 28th of October, with a concert at St. Paul's Episcopal Church in Steubenville, Ohio. The tour includes a series of 12 free public concerts at West Virginia and Ohio high schools, churches, and colleges, according to Marshall Professor of Music and Choir Director Dr. Wendell Kumlin. The choir's touring program will include 19th and 20th century sacred music, folk songs, spirituals, and contemporary Christmas carols. The tour ends with a November 2nd concert here on campus.
And a recently fired Huntington policeman has accused Huntington Police Chief Audie Atkins of overlooking alleged gambling at the fraternal clubs of which he is a member. The charges were made by Jack Crismer, who was fired last week after allegedly being caught in a gambling club during a vice raid. Crismer declined to be specific, but said he would elaborate on his charges at a hearing before the Civil Service Commission next Friday. Adkins, meanwhile, said he had no idea what Crismer was talking about. He said the only club he belongs to is the Fraternal Order of Police, and that Crismer was grabbing at straws.
West Virginia University officials say the school faces a radioactive waste disposal problem because of the recent closure of 2 of the nation's 3 nuclear dumps. Stephen Slack, the university's radiation safety expert, said that the school has joined the nationwide hunt for storage and disposal space for low-level radioactive garbage. Slack said that the university has enough room to store between 20 to 30 barrels of waste while generating between 10 to 12 barrels a month.
In Kentucky's contest for governor, there is still more conflict. In their second TV debate, John Y. Brown Jr. and Louis Nunn continued criticizing each other's proposed programs. Brown says that Nunn's governorship left Kentucky far down the list in the areas of education and job opportunities. Nunn, the Republican nominee, refutes this and says that his administration improved hospitals and roads in addition to creating more jobs. Nunn is also demanding that Brown publicize his income returns because he owes it to the public. Brown replied that he would release them if it was in the public interest, but the publication of his finances might create a danger of extortion for him and his family, and that if elected he would release his future returns.
A bill was signed yesterday entitling deaf persons to the same rights as blind individuals now have. Deaf individuals with hearing dogs will be entitled to full and equal accommodations and facilities at all public areas. The bill signed by Ohio Governor James Rhodes becomes effective on the 24th of January.
And in his appearance at a Kentucky Broadcasters Association meeting last night, Arizona Senator Barry Goldwater, whose proposed bill to reduce federal regulation of the radio and television industries has just been heard by a Senate subcommittee, said, quote, "You do not need to rely on government regulations to know how to best serve the public," unquote. Goldwater told the Kentucky broadcasters that he is confident that they do not need the FCC and the courts looking over their shoulders to ensure the quality of their work.
Well, Clarksburg may be the site of West Virginia's first full-time Christian TV station. Christian Communications Center has been granted a permit to build a UHF station that will eventually reach all of West Virginia. Channel 46 will be the oriented station toward family viewing, as it is intended to be an alternative to the violence and network programming. Construction is to be finished next spring.
Has West Virginia found an answer to foreign oil imports? Federal Energy Secretary Charles Duncan thinks so. Today, in an on-site tour of the proposed Morgantown refinery, Duncan said it's a fact that the U.S. is overly dependent on liquid petroleum and that the refinery can help ease the problem by turning coal into man-made boiler oils as an answer to the fuel problem. The plant would turn high-sulfur coal into clean-burning boiler oils and other products that would be shipped to eastern utilities. In its demonstration phase, it would handle 6,000 tons of coal a day, producing some 20,000 barrels of fuel.
Well, could it be that the Good Samaritan in Kentucky violates the state's constitution when he does his thing? The Attorney General's office says the state's Good Samaritan Act violates the Kentucky Constitution. The statute, enacted in 1972, exempts physicians, nurses, and emergency medical technicians from civil damages when they provide emergency care away from a medical facility and without expectation of remuneration. The statute exempting dentists has been in effect now for 15 years.
The Raleigh County Commission held a public meeting to air views about a proposed land plan. However, something very important was missing: the public. County Administrator Paul Shives said that he doesn't know why not a single citizen came to the meeting to discuss how land in the county will be used for the next 50 to 100 years. National news is up next, right after this message.